All right, guys, J6.4 here. First of all, most important is thank you for subscribing, and I hope that this blueprint is beneficial to you guys. And either should be in your email. If it doesn't hit your email, you should be able to download it somewhere on this page. Not only are we going to walk through the blueprint for those of you that need it, but we're also going to give you a quick case study with one of our robots called the PDEA. Now, the cool thing about this is totally hypothetical. It's totally unrealistic that this will ever happen to you. But it shows you within a 5-year period, $100 grows to $1 million in a 5-year period. Now, again, let me repeat, totally disclaimer. These are hypothetical results from a strategy tester. It's very low probability that this would ever happen in real life for a number of reasons, not just the robot, but outside reasons like technology, brokers, and human influences. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to walk you through each one of these boxes. And at the same time, we're going to utilize in each one of these steps this PDEA. Now, here's the case study really quick. I did say this was hypothetical, right? Because someone's going to just see this and run with it. These are the results from our backtesting. Now, we've done everything from the strategy backtesting to the demo backtesting, and then also we're now trading it on several live accounts, from small live accounts to something that's a little bit more substantial. So here we go, guys, from January 2019 to August 2024. It showed $100 to $1 million. Let's see what that looked like. The largest drawdown, in other words, guys, what you're going to see is this thing take off, parabolic, almost like crypto type shit, right? This thing took off, and then it went in a drawdown where all the profits just went away. Whoom. And then, of course, it went back up. That's the trading game. So if nothing else, the reason why we give this away with our 1-hour workshop is it's a great way for you to at least level set what we call expectations, right? Okay, let's go ahead and see. You see this, the initial deposit, $100, over $1 million in gain. But look at this. This is ugly. This is scary. So we started here with $100. Look at this. Got all the way up to 1 point some odd million dollars, went all the way down to 300,000. That's called an 80% drawdown, and then it started recovering. The lesson in this is no matter what the system is, guys, it's not going to trade the same in every market. You're not going to see a trajectory of just up. So this actually led me to believe that, all right, this is a little bit more realistic because it shows if you, and we're going to show you this later in this whole process, if you were to put money in right here, this same robot that took $100 to $1 million blew your account. So that's why we band together. We understand that. We know how to level set. We know how to limit our expectations and what to expect. Wow, that was double. Let's keep going. All right, so let's start with the first two. The first thing is, just in case, we're part of OPKey Investors. OPKey is an acronym meaning other people's knowledge, expertise, and effort. So any of our trading, most of our trading is going to be hands-off, and we manage, or I do, and anyone who's a member, remember, we don't take anyone's money. We don't accept or trade anyone's money. But one thing that I've got to do is make sure that I hired well. How do I hire people? I either hire them through buying their robots, buying their signals, or even copying private traders. What's our first step? After they submit the robot, that's when the testing happens. The first part of the testing is that we go through proof. Do you have any proof that this thing works? How do we find that? We look for live signals on MQL5. I'm going to show you that. Third-party tracking, and that's something like MyFxBook or investor passwords. Now, most people don't understand this, but when it comes to Forex trading and MT4 platform, MT5 platform, that the trader can actually create an investor password for you to go into their account, view only just to see what the trading looks like. How are the drawdowns? There's so much information that you can obtain from looking at someone's history and their account. Okay. Oh, let me show you this, guys, just in case. We have a lot of people who are rookies and they're not familiar with it. And I'm just going to slide this. Yeah, I'm the worst YouTuber ever, I know, right? So this gives you an example. This is the MQL5 forum right here. And you can see robots from $30,000 to $2,600, and there's even free robots on this. So if I'm looking at this particular robot, people in the know, we all know that this robot is just one of the ones that have been around for absolute ever. This one will have live performance. In this live performance, it shows you that it's it hit 287 in 5 years, I think, which is great. But you get to watch and look at and evaluate each and every trade. Look at the statistics here. Let me see the history of, we already have that. I don't want to be all day. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. And let me see the stats. That's what I was looking for, the statistics. You can see what their down draw is, total loss is, everything on how it should perform. Notice I said how it should perform. Now check this piece out. This is actually drawdown. I know it's in Russian, but this is actual drawdown right here. So just like that really cheap, the free PDEA robot, this thing right here still had a drawdown of 72%. The PDEA had a drawdown of 80%, but the difference is this thing costs $2,600 as opposed to as opposed to a free EA. Let's look at this one. Here's another way that we find out. Now, this is a company. They offer an EA. I think it's $9,000 for this particular EA, but they have some proof. Drawdown is 21, and in our $27 workshop, we go into this type of stuff in detail, but those are some of the things we do to qualify robots for our program. Okay, I don't want to burn a lot of time here, but it said no live history will not automatically disqualify the system yet. And I put yet because some of these programmers, they're brand new programmers. But if I can get the robot and backtest it, strategy backtested, I'm cool with that. And then most of the time, if I want to live backtest it, I do it with very, very little money. And believe it or not, based on my time constraints, I'd rather put $50 to $500 in something instead of wasting months and months and months of time in research. Trust me, research costs. The PDEA, I just want to make this clear. It was sourced from a private trader programmer who actually bought the source code, and he improved upon it. So we bought that from him. So it may be out there as something else. We don't care. Here are a couple more no-risk steps right here. Strategy backtest. We want to strategy backtest everything with different risk sets. We want to take the dates like 5 years back, 1 year back, 6 months, different brokers, different data sources. And then after that, we put it on a free demo account and we forward test it. If the developer says that you can start as small as $100, we're going to put it on $100 demo money, not real money, but demo money, and may trade that for a couple of months. The more people we have doing that, the better, because then we can compile more information. Then we can put news filters on it. Set files. Set files is how do we select some of the programming that we want to use on different brokers and different accounts and different money. All right. I'm going to give you an example here. This is the PDEA and balance stuff. This one is a $50 tiny account. Now remember, this is a real money account. This is the way it should have looked, right? If I put $50 and this back test said, okay, yeah, you can test it with $50. Why not put $50 in there? Let it run up. This was from $50 to 400 some odd $1,000. I told you it was hypothetical. More likely it wouldn't happen for a myriad of reasons. But if it can have the possibility of getting there, why not? That's $50. up to 400 or some odd $1,000, gave most of it back, then it started back rising. That's $50 in tiny, of a tiny account. Now, if we would have put that $50 right here, now remember, we didn't have that. We just put $50 when it was right here. Look at this, January, we would have blown the account. Worst case scenario, I lost $50. Worst sales process in the world. I'm telling you, you can lose your money, especially when you're going high risk like this. Now, if I put the same $1,000 with the same high risk and started that in January, I would have only lost $50 of my money. So the amount in your account balance, when you have enough money for it to breathe, as I like to call it, have enough for it to breathe, more likely you can recoup your losses, your perceived losses when it goes. It's not a loss until you get out of it, but you can see this thing lost 80% of its value and it recovered. It recovered. Now I put 2 boxes here. This is part of my back testing madness. I want to know, what if I were to put the $50 on this date, and on this date would it have blown my accounts? Probably so. But nope. Right here, if I put it here on this date, here's $50. The $50 got all the way up to $150, and then I gave it back. Then it came all the way here till what, 124. Gave it back, but it ended at $60. So I had 20% gain, a 20% gain after giving it back. And that happened in real life too, guys, because I have a small account for my grandkids and I have a larger account where I lessen the risk for some of my more substantial type of trading. Okay. Now, what do we want? What do we want from the no risk back test to the no risk live demos? The thing that we want to know is, if I back test this thing for a month and it shows that it was a 10% gain in that month, and if I live demo that, I want to make sure that the live test will mirror or match the back test. That way I can trust the robot to give me accurate information while I'm back testing. All right. Okay, we're at 12 minutes. Let me keep going. Here we go again. And then we go into the forward test. The forward test is, I will put very little money in there until I feel comfortable enough to scale it up. That's all that means. So if the programmer tells me I can test this thing or trade this thing with $50, I'm putting $50 in there for a couple of months. I'm not in a hurry. If they say minimum amount is 300, I'll put 300 in there if I feel comfortable with the back test and the demo test. Remember, this only comes after you're comfortable with, one, this is what the back test said. Wow, the back test and the forward test, which is the demo forward test, where it has fake money in it, there's still no risk, it matches the back test. Once I'm comfortable with that, then and only then will I put real money. And I still call that a test because I'm not giving all my faith. I've seen so many people from a back test, they will pull a second mortgage on their home to pull out $50,000 or $60,000, throw it into the account just because the back test looks great or just because it's doing well now. Let me go back to this. I've got to make this point totally clear. It can be doing really well from here to there. You get happy, you put more money in there, and then it goes like this. It's like crypto stuff, right? Now, if I put $50 in it, I'm not going to be too upset. Now, if I put $50 here and it got me here, I'm going to be really happy, and there's no way I'm not going to take a lot of money out. It's just no way. If it were to happen this way, but that'll be pretty. Okay, here we go. It wouldn't happen. That's what I was trying to say before I lost myself. So when I forward test it with tiny accounts, prop firms, where I'll pay, like Darwin X, for instance, to test it on $100,000. I may put that on. I may pay them $40 a month for me to do that, and then of course investor passwords. The mental or mindset, guys, one of the things that we talk about, and as a group, we talk about expectations, money management, and risk management. If it passes all of those small hoops, then and only then will we grow it and scale it. Guys, if you guys are interested in this PDEA, and I'm telling you, it rivals some of the robots that people are selling for. I'm telling you, I kid you not. People are selling for anywhere between $8,000 and uh, uh, $30,000. It's ridiculous on these people who market this stuff. But all you have to do, whether it's free or $30,000, make sure that you can test it first on some level. If you're interested in what we're doing in the workshop, there should be a link down below that'll take you to our $27 workshop will include absolutely free this particular EA for you to learn and practice with. Go out there and make some real money, folks. Peace.